for Lisa to join, but I'm like so super excited to introduce you to Lisa today. I feel like I'm gonna be wiping my forehead a lot during this. And there's Lisa. Okay, Lisa, request, and then I'll add you, and then we'll do a little chit chat. Amazing. It's happening.
Hi,
Hi.
Rachel.
I'm like so happy we were able to do this.
Me too.
Okay, good. So like I'm gonna I guess we should leave comments on because people have questions. But how are you?
I'm good. How are you? Where are you hanging out? Are you in
I'm in
California?
Oakland. I'm in Oakland, California with family. So I feel like now I've like adjusted to the new normal.
I
Sort
know,
of.
it's crazy, right? It
Yeah,
was like the first couple of days, it was like, what's going on? And now it's like the new normal, I feel like, right?
yeah, right. Otherwise I think if you think about when we're going back to normal every day, then it's too crazy. Um, but yeah, I mean basically I just want you to kind of like give you an opportunity to introduce yourself, tell everybody what you do, um, and like kind of, and then more so in the old norm of like how you did things, and then I can kind of share how it made me feel, and then I guess what you're doing now to adjust.
Perfect. I would
Okay.
love that. So my name is Lisa Tselebidis. If you're wondering what's this weird accent, I'm from Germany. I live in New York City. I've been living here for 6 years, I think. So what I'm doing, I'm a home organizer and a KonMari certified consultant. So what that means, if you've heard of Marie Kondo or the KonMari method, and I feel like at this point everyone has. So it's just a specific organizing method invented by Marie Kondo, and I'm certified in that particular method. So when I'm going into people's home, I'm using this method to help them declutter and organize their homes. And so it is based on, so I want my clients to choose what they want to keep instead of choosing what they want to get rid of. So that's one like really big like defining factor of the method. So I
Yeah.
ask you what sparks joy, and that's like, that's how you should make your decisions. And then also a big like difference, what I say like is different from how regular professional organizers work. Not everyone, but mostly, is that we organize by category and not by location.
Mm-hmm.
And so because like the whole method is really about doing a whole home tidy. So you want to do this once and for all. So I want to work with a client once, and I want them to have the skills and gain the knowledge and the habits so that they can keep up like with everything. So that's really my goal when I work with clients. What else? Yeah, so basically that's what I've been doing. I've mostly been doing like in-home consultations. Now, obviously, I've shifted to, consultations one-on-one over Zoom. It works. Of course,
I can totally see it working because I think
yeah,
really the biggest thing that I would share personally is like I think the idea of like going through your closet or whatever, if you have a lot of stuff, is just super daunting. So it's more so having that person that's like, we're doing this. This is the time we're doing this. I think that's the big thing. Or, like my kitchen, like getting started, but then you're like, oh my God, how am I going to finish? And then I usually feel like most of us probably just like throw a bunch of stuff in a corner because we fatigue or have other things to do. So it's to me was so worth the investment to just have that time where I'm like, no, this is my time to get this done, and then have my homework where it's like, oh God, she's coming back and we have to move on, so I've got to finish. It really helps. I don't know. I
yeah.
mean, it sounds crazy that it changed my life, but it really, really did. I was like, I didn't need therapy. I needed a home tidy. I probably need therapy too, but it was a form of therapy.
No, a lot of the times, like clients tell me it's like I'm like so many different things, but also every client is different and they need a different thing more from me than others. Like for you, for example, what I remember, you were really quick in making decisions, or for other people, that's like a hard part. Like they are so like attached to things. So
Mm-hmm.
they, need me more in like helping them making the right decisions. And like for you, for example, I think it was just, important to have me there and also like help you like stay focused, I feel like, and
Yeah.
like complete the task.
Yeah. I know. And then I feel like I have to share that I was doing so well, but the thing I got so emotional about were my shoes.
Yes, yes.
I cried about my shoes. I think like months later, I think it was like, oh my God, I have so many shoes. And I still, you'd be proud of me. I think I got rid of like another 7 pair of sneakers like a couple months ago.
Wow.
But I was like, why do I have all of these shoes? Like I have a lot of everything. But the shoes, I think it was overwhelming to like see it because you guys, she makes you like set it all out and you have to like
Yep.
look at it. So I also think that does something to you because you have to see it all at once and it's overwhelming. But then you actually are like looking at each thing like, do I really need this? But for me, I think the shoes, many of them had many memories. And so I think I was reliving that. And also, like, I think you realize you're holding on to things that you probably don't need anymore. So it's like, why do I have this group of shoes from this, like, really icky chapter of my life? They probably just need to go away. Like, I don't need them. And nor do I wear them, right? It's just like,
Mm-hmm.
it's kind of like, it's a safety net, I guess. But yeah, that was funny. The shoes was the
Yeah, I
hardest.
was
And
surprised too.
the most exciting was just like chucking paper. I was like, get out. I don't want to see another piece of paper in my life. Because that's also something that accumulates like.
Yeah, I reshared like when I made the announcement today on stories, I reshared a couple stories we made together. So
Yeah, I'll
there's
have to
like,
repost those. And I saw in our thread, I still have like the pictures. So you guys, I'm going
mhm.
to post all of the like before pictures of how much crap I had.
How
Um,
have you been like holding up? I'm like with the
Yeah, I'm
organization.
not home, so otherwise I would show everybody. But really, I mean, I think really well. Like I've adopted like the KonMari fold. I like swear by, and the color from dark to light. I never quite. It didn't flow for me at first, but it makes sense to like flow from darker to lighter, like a happier kind of like it's like an upward ending as an actor.
Hmm.
Um, and that makes sense. I think too, like really realizing like, do I want this? Do I really need this? Really enjoying, I think for me, like the kitchen, like everything having a place is so huge in a home. And then what's great is like your household can work together. And I think that's something that Marie, when I watched her show, is like it's not just mom's job to clean up. It's like everyone knows where everything goes and everyone's responsible for that, you know?
Yep.
And I think it's also helpful, like I treated myself to a housekeeper, but like I now can say like if I don't get to like putting all my stuff away, this is where everything goes. And like I know I'm going to be able to find it because everything is very clearly like marked. And even if it didn't have like a P touch, it's like, oh, this is all the short sleeve, this is all the tank tops, this is all the bras. You know, it's like very clear. I love my bra and my panty drawer is still fabulous.
Awesome.
I roll my thongs and make them pretty. And I'm very proud of that. Um,
I love it. I love
the
it.
closet, like the pants still need it. I feel I'm ready for another edit in my closet. But I love having space. Like now I love when things aren't tight. That is like a very big joy. And I think once you do it, you realize like I'm gonna be okay if I just like get rid of stuff. Um,
Yeah, because after like once you do like this like big purge and you might still like, oh, should I hold on to this? But it doesn't really spark joy. But once it's like out of the house, I feel like no one regrets anything, right? And
oh
once
no.
you've done that once, you're becoming more confident in, only keeping the things that bring you joy. And it's just things, like the memories still stay with us. And it's not the thing in itself, but what it reminds us of. So
Yeah, totally. I think it's helpful name the category so people kind of know where we start? I guess you can go out of order, but we definitely started with clothes.
Yes. So it's basically 5 broad categories. And if possible, you should stick with the order because
Okay.
I'm gonna explain why. So you start with clothes, and then books, and then papers, and then kimono, which is basically everything else. So it has a bunch of subcategories. So, for example, bathroom items or kitchen. So all kinds of stuff. So if anyone wants, I have like a detailed checklist. So just DM me and I can send it to you. And then number 5 is mementos. So any kind of sentimental items like photos or any kind of keepsakes. And the reason why you should do it in this order is because you move from generally easier categories to more difficult ones. So mementos is usually the most difficult for people because lots of memories are attached to, stuff, animals, whatever thing is your memento. And so you start with clothing, which is generally easier because you are used to making a decision about clothing every single day. And it's
Right.
just a practical item. I'm not saying it's like easy for everyone, but in general, it's like something we are used to making a decision of.
Right.
So you kind of practice your joy checking abilities and like hone in on like what brings you actually joy, and it's a very defined category too. And as you move on to like kimono, which can be like get really messy and like really big, and so you kind of practice your way up to more difficult things. So
Yeah. So then
that's the
now
idea.
how are your like so we can like sell your services? How is it working now? Like virtually, what is your approach with people? Like similar but just like on Zoom?
Yes, so it's really, I mean, I sell packages, so a private consulting package would include 5 sessions.
Mm-hmm.
So of course I'm giving you more like, I have like a detailed folding guide of like over 30 items. So I'm giving you like those resources you need,
Mm-hmm.
in addition, because obviously I'm not with the person.
Right.
So and it works. And so you just set up your laptop and I'm with you. I
Yep.
work with you. So that's how it works. And I'm giving you any additional resources you need because I cannot be with you in person.
Right. I just feel the big thing why I wanted to do it now and make sure we like post is like we have time. Like I'm not physically in my space, so but why not really use this time to
Exactly.
like purge? And I feel like as crazy unique, I keep using the word unique time, but I'm hoping that we're using this time to grow and to heal and to like just like shed the old and like step into the new. And I do feel like there's a real reason spiritually, emotionally, whatever, that we are going through this as a world. So I feel like something like, what you bring into a home, you brought a lot of peace, a lot of clarity, you help release baggage. And I think there's an emotional like change that happens when you're able to let go of old things. So I feel like quarantine is a perfect time. And that's the other thing, the whole family is there. So like how wonderful that you don't have to like wait till a spouse gets home and get their buy-in once they get home and they're like, I don't get it and what are you doing? It's like if everyone sees like how much stuff we all have at the same time and we all go through it together, I feel then already from like session 1 you're building new habits as a family, which alleviates stress from mom or dad or whoever that person is. um, or whoever in your couple is that cleaner person, because I feel like everyone kind of like someone always falls, but having this, it's like then it's a new habits for the household, which I think is like super helpful. um
Yeah,
then you don't have to
I
be the
couldn't agree
teacher, they
more.
learn directly from the source. uh,
No, I couldn't agree more. I mean, now is the perfect time. There's no excuse if you've ever thought about, doing this, and your excuse was always, I don't have the time. You have time now.
yeah,
You
exactly.
don't have a commute now, so and we might not ever hopefully we will not have to experience something like this again.
No,
right? But if you have the mental space and you have the time, I feel like now is the time to do it.
But I also think like many of us, when we talk about like the mental piece of all of this, is it is difficult for a lot of us. So I feel like the people that just have time to sit in their head, I don't. I have a 2-year-old that I'm chasing all day, so I don't really have time to be depressed or worried about anything because I'm just trying to keep him alive and entertained and stay awake. But it's like, but I can imagine if I'm, like all my single girlfriends are like, yeah, there's days, not that I don't have sad moments, right? But Samuel snaps me out because I have to just be mommy. But there's days that people are like, woof, this is like an emotional week for me or a really hard day. So I feel like too, like my grandmother used to say, do something outside of yourself, like pick weeds or organize your home, and like you get to see that transformation. And I feel like it makes you feel better because you're not just like sitting with your thoughts, which can be a great place, but it also can be like a scary one too. So yeah, so I don't think there's like a ton more we need to talk about, and but I'm like super excited. I hope it saves, and then I'm gonna put it on my Instagram TV, and if it doesn't, I will record it. But yeah, hopefully you got lots and lots of clients, and I just want you to stay safe. You're still home downtown?
Yes, yeah. So can I just talk about real quick about this new program I'm having?
Yeah. I'm gonna.
So I am in the middle of launching it's a group program. It's called the Tidy Project. It's an 8-week, intensive KonMari tidying experience with me, and it basically consists of 3 elements. So you're getting like video tutorials, teaching you all about the method, teaching you all my experience of my previous years of working with clients. It is in there. And then you have weekly coaching calls with me and like the group, and where you get live coaching and get all your questions answered. And then we have a Facebook group, so additional support with the group and everything. So that's the Tidy Project. It's an 8-week program, and I'm super excited about it. And doors close May 8th. And if you're interested, you can just go on my Instagram, Lisa Tselebidis, and just apply through the link in my bio.
Okay, amazing. And then I'll put all that when I post it too. But that sounds like really fun, because then that's like, it's like homework every week.
Yeah, it's like super structured. So if you want to get this going, like this is the perfect time. It's the perfect program. And for everyone who is watching this, and signing up, I'm throwing in 1 hour of like personal life coaching with this person. So just mention Rachel in the application form and you'll get it.
Amazing. All right.
Awesome.
Lisa, well, thank you, and stay safe.
Thank you so much.
Sane, and hopefully lots of people call you to get better organized. And
thank you so much, Rachel.
Absolutely.
I really appreciate it.
Absolutely. Bye. And when you're back, you'll be back in my house.
Okay.
Whatever that is.
I would love to.
Okay. All right.
Bye, Rachel.
Bye.